And it's rough. She's a sister, been doing it for a long time, and she's dealing with, young kids out there who, look, if you're not putting any money in my pocket, I don't want to hear what you're saying, Mom. And so she's got to come up with some things, and we're trying to come up with some things that we want to put some money in your pocket, but we want you to be aware that you have to do some work, too.
Ralph, let's take a break and continue on when we return.
Oh, no doubt. Just trying to live it one day at a time, I hear you talking, man. Live it one day at a time. It ain't nothing but a thing, though, bro.
Yeah, I hear you, fool. Well, let me get up out of here. My ride out here waiting for me.
All right, cat. Take it easy, baby.
Stay up, fool.
Peace.
He greets his father with his hands up, rehabilitated slightly, glad to be the man's child. The world is different since he's seen it last. Out of jail, been 7 years, and he's happy that he's free at last. All he had was his mother's letters. Now he's mobile, and he's gotta make a change and make it for the better. But he's black, so he's got one strike against him. And he's young, plus he came up in the system. But he's smart, and he's finally making 18. And his goal's to get on top and try to stay clean. So he's calling up his homie who came up, living lavish. Now they dealing with the same stuff, and had that attitude that who he was worth lame. And with that attitude, he killed his first man. Now it's different, he did dirt, and realized killing meant coming up, but it still hurt. And can't nobody change this. It's 1994, and we up against the same shit. I never understood why I could never see a man cry till I seen a man die. Man cry. Imagine life at its full peak, then imagine lying dead in the arms of your enemy. Imagine peace on this earth when there's no grief. Imagine grief on this earth when there's no peace. Everybody's got a different way of ending it. And when your number comes for souls, then they send it in. Now your time has arrived for your final test.
I see the fear in your eyes and in your final breath.
How much longer will it be till it's all done? Total darkness at ease, be it all one. I'll watch him die, and when he dies, let us celebrate. You took his life, but your memory you'll never take. You'll be headed to another place, and the life you used to live will reflect in your mother's face. I still gotta wonder why I never seen a man cry till I seen a man die. I hear you breathing, but your heart no longer sounds strong. But you kinda scared of dying, so you hold on. And you keep on blacking out, and your pulse is low. Stop trying to fight the reaper, just relax and let it go. Because there's no way you can fight it, though you'll still try. And you can try it till you fight it, but you'll still die. Your spirits leave your body and your mind clears. The rigor mortis starts to set, now you out of here. You start your journey into outer space. You see yourself in the light, but you're still feeling out of place. So you standing in the tunnel of eternal life, and you see the ones you never learn to love in life. Make the choice, let it go, but you can back it up. If you ain't at peace with God, you need to patch it up. But if you're ready, close your eyes and we can set it free. Eliza, man, not scared to die, may he rest in peace. I still got to wonder why I never seen a man cry till I seen that man die.
Welcome back to Initiative Radio. I'm your host, Angela McKenzie. For those just tuning in, I'm in conversation with multimedia icon, Mr. Ralph McDaniels, who is known to fans and music lovers as Uncle Ralph. Ralph, depending on how you look at it, one of the downsides of being a long-standing television personality such as yourself is that you and your viewers get to watch you age slowly. But surely. I was watching some video of you from way back in the day, and I have to ask a totally non-music related question. What are you doing to age so gracefully? Because except for a few minor things, when I check you out today, you look pretty much the same. And I'm going to bet that you and your crew haven't been using trick lighting and filters.
No trick lighting, no special effects here. No, I think it's just the staying in touch. And I tell people all the time that hip hop, because it's so youthful and so new and so just kind of I'm not sure the exact word, but it just keeps me in tune with what's going on, and I think that's why it comes out in my skin, or it comes out in my movement. And and I have to keep up with these these young guys, because they're aggressive, and I don't want them to think that they have anything on me. So I have to stay up with what they're doing, but I do think it's all in the energy that comes from hip hop music, on just the youth in general. And I want to be, part of it, because I remember it. And I look at everything like it happened yesterday. Like, I can remember the first time I saw Run DMC vividly. I can remember that. So my eyes are still young, and I look at young people like that, and I look at what's going on around the world, and say we have so much work to do, and I think that's what keeps me young.
Okay, so in short, hip-hop is good for the skin and the eyes.
Absolutely.
Having spent a fair amount of time around these artists, have you developed a sixth sense where you can actually tell who is going to make a breakthrough?
I think that you can, you can listen to the music and tell that it's gonna happen. The thing that I have no control over, and I would like to be able to read that, is in recent times is the kid or the artist that pulls out a gun or does something like that's not normal for a person in that situation to do, and then they get arrested, and then they go to jail, and you never hear from them again. Then they lose all this money, lose all this status. Like T.I. is in jail now for trying to buy some guns from federal officers in Atlanta, allegedly. And wait, who saw that coming? There's a bunch of rap artists right now that are in jail right now. Remy Martin, female from the Bronx. Prodigy from Mobb Deep. The list goes on and on and on. So where did that come into play? And I think that what the problem is that there's a line between you're an artist and you're a criminal. And somehow or another they're crossing the line and getting caught up in it, and now doing time, which doesn't make sense to me, because I'm sure that's not what you worked for, to go to jail. So there's a funny thing that's happening right now. Lil Wayne, same thing, gun charge in New York City, just, sentenced to 9 months. And so there's all these weird things happening in hip hop right now, which I can call, because I just can't imagine why you would want to be part of that. But
Ralph, come on. You know that there are some people who are glorified for having walked the dark side and now have ascended to certain thrones.
And that's the problem. We glorify 50 Cent for, he got shot 9 times. Well, now we need to have him on CNN. Larry King want to talk to him. So I got to get shot 9 times to get on Larry King's show? All right. Shoot me 6 times and we might be able to get on Larry King's show. It doesn't make any sense. But, that's the ignorance that goes on both ends, because Larry King wants him. Larry King don't want the kid that's doing good. Larry King wants the kid that kid, Let's get him on the show.
I think for the listeners, the lady listeners, I might have wasted my opportunity to speak with hip-hop pioneer Uncle Ralph if I didn't touch on the subject of misogyny. We've touched on violence, now let's talk about sex. Let me preface the line of questioning by saying that hip-hop music, or what we perceive these days as black music, is not the first art form or a musical genre to exploit and objectify women. Even good old William Shakespeare, way back in the day, used the taboo C word for women's private parts in the plays Twelfth Night, Hamlet, and Henry V. So, Ralph, why do you think that hip-hop music is bearing the brunt of the blame for being the upholders of misogyny in the music world and the music video world?
Folks, especially in the African-American community, have always been a little sensitive about, our parts. We don't have any problem in flaunting it, and I do believe that it should be respected. But we've been a little bit sensitive about it, and I understand that, and I'm very much aware of the words that we put out there in these music, in these records, has to be, looked at as very powerful. Once we became the most powerful music in the world, we have to understand that these words are very powerful, and we can't continue to call our sisters ships, and we can't continue to, use those type of terms towards the queens. And I believe that, we started off as kings and queens, and we still are kings and queens, so let's treat it like that. Now, comments that we may make and have with each other in our community is within our community, and we use codes when we go outside of the community. People forgot about using the codes, and then they started just talking, and letting too much information out, and that's what happens when something becomes very popular.